Let us move to the without killing the time. Let us move to the second session of the webinar. Now, I request Dr. Suman Girish to introduce our guest speaker of the today's session. Over to you, Dr. Suman.
Thank you, Dr. Lakshmi. Good afternoon, everyone. The day one second session of International Webinar on Yoga. Today's our guest speaker is Mr. Vineesh. So I heartily welcome you, Mr. Vineesh, behalf of our institution, our organization, organizing committee, and all of the students. Sir. I welcome you, sir. Before starting the session, welcome, sir. Before starting the session, let me introduce Mr. Vineesh to you all. So Mr. Vineesh has done MSc in Yoga in Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, and he has completed his BSc Physics from Sri Vyasa NSS College, Vadakanche, and PG Diploma in Yoga in Annamalai University. So he has conducted a paper presentations on demonstration of NIAS, that is National Institute of Advanced Studies, Bangalore, on martial arts. His areas of interest is traditional yoga, different yogic methods and concept of meditation, different styles of martial arts, Tai Chi, old yang style. So his styles of practices are Ashtanga yoga, Hatha yoga, Vinyasa, traditional Indian martial arts, self-defense technique, and mixed martial arts. Also, he has got experience, like more than 10 years of experience in yoga training. He has worked as a yoga instructor at Sri Maharshi Vidyalaya for 3 years, Chinmayi Vidyalaya for 1 year as yoga instructor. He is trained in different martial arts form and has conducted several sessions. He has won a yoga first prize winner conducted by Sports Authority of India in the year 2017. And he also conducted yoga demonstrations in different places for the promotion and spreading of yoga. And also is a consecutively 6-year continuous winner of yoga at Thrissur Yoga Championship conducted by Thrissur District Association. Also, he is a winner of Thrissur Yoga Championship conducted by Yoga Sport Association, Thrissur District. So currently he is working as a yoga instructor in Yoga Sudha Ayurveda Hospital, Kottayam, a branch of Veda Sudha Ayurveda Hospital dealing with Switzerland clients. Also coordinating yoga sessions in the yoga hospital for clinical yoga treatments and stress release methods. So once again, I welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Namaste. Namaste to all. I hope you all can hear me properly.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. So I have to check it whether before starting, I have to check it whether it is hearing or not. Thank you. And first of all, I thank to this opportunity to my masters and lineage of masters, because I'm here because of them. So I couldn't forget it. I'm so thankful to them. And so we start. Yoga. This is the first question. So there will be a lot of answers that will come in our mind. Why we do yoga? What is the true aim of yoga? There are a lot of things that we explain, just like yoga will give you the health, the mental health, the physical health. Sometimes it will be helpful for diseases or many things like that. But is it the ultimate aim of yoga? That's what we are going to discuss right now at the first. According to Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the first chapter begins with Samadhipada. Samadhipada. So Bhagavan Patanjali clearly explained the true aim of yoga. First of all, we have to set a goal, like why we do it. The process should be clear, and why we are doing it, what is the ultimate aim of yoga, that Patanjali clearly explained. So Samadhi. So when we're hearing that word, there will be a lot of things that will come in our mind. The true word, when we split that word Samadhi, Samadhi, there are two words. Sama means equalization. Dhi means the intellect. We call Buddhi. So there are two intellect, our own intellect and the intellect of the universe. When it becomes equalized, you will become the universe itself. So this is a transformation from our intellect to the universal intellect. or this is a process of transforming yourself from yourself to the universe, or you finding the universe inside you. So that is a true process or true purpose of yoga. In that, all the other things are happening. That is natural. So the health will come, or the disease will go. Everything will happen naturally. But the ultimate aim is always the equalization, the process of equalization. So according to the first chapter, Samadhipada, I'm just taking one small chords. I'm not taking too much Sanskrit verses. I'm just taking some chords. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodhaga. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodhaga. So my topic is related with mind and spirituality, how Ashtanga leads, or what is the view of Ashtanga Yoga in these two things. So it's the first thing, chitta, vritti, chitta and vritti. What is chitta and what is vritti? Just compare this thing with the science like physics, because in my bio, it discussed about I just completed physics. So there will be something influenced by physics because physics is so close, I feel. So when you just taken the third law of Newton, it says that if there is an action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The word is reaction, reaction. Action is repeated. So when the chitta and vritti, we can calculate just like action and reaction. When the action is less, the reaction will be less. Where there is no action, there is no reaction. So how we can do this? So if we have such a concept, just like if we have action and reaction, how we can control it. This is a way to understand how we can connect our principles with all other things. It will automatically happen. So the action and reaction, our action will go to reaction. Then there will be another reaction from that side. How we can control it? So we just look at the system of us. We have a body, a thought is generated. A thought is simply generated, and that goes through the emotional body. It becomes an emotion. From that emotional body, it becomes an action. So from where we can cut it? We can cut it from the emotional body itself. It shouldn't be an action. If there is an action, there should be a reaction. So in the emotional body, we can just stop it. Just like imagine you are, there is a word, we will use the word anger. Anger is different thing. There are two ways. Using the anger and used by the anger. I really explain it. Using the anger and used by the anger. If a small child is really naughty and is doing some mischief, we are just using the anger. We can use the anger. It will never become emotions or action. We will use the anger and we will just tell them for his good sake. But if you are used by the anger, it will become an emotion, and that will be a problem between the two persons. So just please try to cut this from the emotional body to the action. It will not become the action. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. So we can block it, the emotional body. So there will be less reaction towards you. If there is action, then only the reaction will come. So if there is very less action, there is very less reaction with yourself. And this is talking about samadhi, the equalization, the process of equalization. The entire universe is inside us. Finding ourselves is the real final ultimate aim of yoga. So find yourself, who you are, what is the process, why I am here. All these questions should be answered, and it will be clearly answered if you become expanded. I use the word expansion, expanded, and you will become completely dissolved in the universe. So that is a true purpose of yoga, and it says a lot of different types of samadhi in Samadhipada. So I just take one thing like nirbija samadhi. Nirbija samadhi, the final thing. There is no bija, no seeds. Bija means seed. There is no seeds. No seeds to grow. That means there is no action. There is no action. So you are completely becoming a witness, just like Sakshi Bhav. It is the clear where you can find everything just like a drama. Everything is happening. It doesn't mean that you are going out and you are just being sitting one place and you're watching everything. No, you are doing everything. You can see yourself as a part of the drama. So this is the first stage, the samadhi pada. So then normally there will be a thought. What is the way to reach there? What is the way to reach there? So what is the way to reach there? Then it comes the second chapter, sadhana. Okay. So it comes to the second chapter, sadhana pada, sadhana. Sadhana means the abhyasa. Through the abhyasa, we can achieve it. The sadhana pada start with the word, especially maybe so familiar with the word called Kriya Yoga. But in the second chapter, we start with the Kriya Yoga. Taba Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhana Kriya Yoga. Taba Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhana Kriya Yoga. So that is not that Kriya Yoga that we are hearing contemporary. We heard a lot about Kriya Yoga. There are a lot of different types of Kriya Yoga right now. Different types of Kriya Yoga right now. This is not that contemporary Kriya Yoga that Patanjali says. This is received from a relation of a guru and shishya. That means a master and disciple. A master and disciple. So it flows from the master to the disciple. So that's why we used to say yoga should be learned from a master, a true master. That we will used to say the word true master. We should learn the yoga from a true master. So Kriya Yoga should be learned like that. It's a secret path. Actually, there is a relation between Guru and Shishya that was there, and it is still there, I believe, in our India, in our Bharat. It is still there. The true relation between a guru, a master, and a disciple. So we are using the platform online. The master is always online with the Shishya. That means the disciple. Always, he will be online. Whatever he's doing, wherever he's going, whatever his thought will be, everything the master knows. Such masters are there. And so Kriya Yoga is not that contemporary Kriya Yoga that we are hearing right now. It's a different path, and we have to experience it from a real master, a real guru. And it is a clear way of abhyasa. We have heard about a lot of yogas, like Hatha Yoga. A lot of things are there. Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, a lot of things are there. But Patanjali starts with Kriya Yoga, the word Kriya Yoga. And here, there is a stepwise refinement process, how a person is getting transformed. How a person is getting transformed. So that is called Ashtanga Yoga. Very familiar, very famous word, very familiar word. So what is Ashtanga Yoga? Yama, Niyamasana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Samadhayo, Ashtavanga. This is the definition of Ashtanga Yoga. The eight building blocks or 8 pillars of yoga that Patanjali described. So Bhagavan Patanjali clearly displayed a stepwise refinement process. There is a path that is true sadhana. That is a true way of doing the sadhana. And right now, we will slowly just check how you can create a good mental health. So the first 2 things, we are directly going to the third stage. I will just explain. Right now, when you are hearing yoga, we will think about a lot of postures and pranayama only. And in the final stage, dhyana. Dhyana. And in English, there is only one word called meditation. But when you're looking to our system, we have 3 words. We can split that meditation to 3 words: dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. 3 stages are there. But in English, there is only one word called meditation. Like that, we are directly going to the 3rd stage of asana. From the 3rd stage, asana, pranayama, 4th stage. Then we will directly go to the 7th stage, and we need the 8th stage. This is our attitude towards yoga. All of us need samadhi. Actually, what we are searching for ananda, bliss, the happiness, the ultimate bliss. So we need samadhi only if you got that samadhi, you will get bliss. You will get happy completely. You can understand what you are, then you will be happy. So for that, first of all, we want to set up something inside us. So first 2 stages, The first stage, yama, is a personal well-being. Yama. Ahimsa satya asteya brahmacharya parigraha. Yama. Ahimsa satya asteya brahmacharya parigraha. All these things, all of you are well familiar with. Ahimsa. That is a beautiful word, ahimsa. Everybody knows ahimsa. We will speak about ahimsa, we will talk about ahimsa. But when I hear the word ahimsa, I remember a beautiful story of a snake. So I will share you that story of the snake. So there was a snake, he was so cruel. And that is residing inside a forest under a hill. There was a village, and the villagers want to pass through the forest, and whoever is passing through the forest, the snake will bite. The snake will bite them. He's so cruel. So one day, a sage came through that way, and he told everybody, every villager told him, don't go through that place, because that place, there is a big snake and that will bite you. So the sage told, is it? Okay, so no problem. I know the language of snake, and I will talk with him. Let me see. So he started traveling through the village. Suddenly, the snake appeared in front of him and tried to beat him. He started talking his language. He suddenly stopped, and he asked, "Why you're biting everyone? This is not right. This is not the path. You just do one thing. I will give you one mantra. You just recite this and don't bite anyone. Don't bite anyone." The next, he passed through that forest and he gone. Then after 2-3 years, he came through the same way. That place is changed a lot, and many people are playing in the grounds and all these things. So he just inquired about his disciple, what happened to him. Normally, the guru having a compassion towards all the disciples, whoever it is. So he asked, what happened to that snake? The villagers told, we killed him, and we have beaten him severely. I think it's killed, completely damaged or killed. So everybody is told it is killed, but the master no. That's what I told you online. The master had any feel like it never gone. It's there. So he just gone to the place where we can meet him, and he just called the name. Slowly it came. A lot of bends in the body, like a lot of bonds are broken and everything. And he asked, what happened? So he told, Swamiji, I just stopped biting everyone. So the people came to me and found me and started beating. So the saint asked, do you know who beaten you? You can recognize them? He told, no, I don't know. I don't have any problem. It's okay. So that's the transformation that is happened in the snake. So suddenly the sage asked, I told you don't bite. You can hiss, you can make the sound. So this is the way I can explain the ahimsa. Just like if you are doing a lot of things with the body, like if you are just doing something bad to the body, is also ahimsa to yourself. If you are doing something bad with your body, that is also ahimsa to yourself. So so we have to stop. We have to stop it. It's the first stage. So ahimsa should be clearly known according to the situation. In that situation, what is clearly ahimsa? That should be what is according to the dharma. What should happen? It should happen. Let it happen. No problem. But in your mind, you should be always just like not intentionally you are doing, but it is happening. So let it happen. No problem. But it doesn't mean that you have to do like that. You have to control the way of violence. You are not at all keep that violence inside you. Always try to be non-violent, but you can make some case not to attack. You can just resist. It is for your own protection. This is your body given for your journey to know who you are. So that is the first thing. And the second thing is satya, the truthfulness. How many of us are really true to ourselves? Ourselves. We have a lot of masks, like personal mask is there, social mask is there, economical mask is there, educational mask is there. Everything are there. Everything are masked. We will use the word. And when we collected all these things, it is called personality. We call that word personality. So actually, what is your personality? Actually, what is your personality? So when you dig it like that, be truthful to yourself first. First of all, understand what you are and what are the goods or what are the things that is inside me, what is guiding me, what is the positives and negatives inside me. Everything you should know. That is the first thing. Be truthful to yourself. If you are truthful to yourself, that makes your mind much, much, much healthy. If you're truthful to yourself, be truthful to yourself. Because Yama says about the personal well-being, Yama says about the personal well-being, and the other things, Ahimsa Satya Asteya. Asteya means Tena means theft, just like you are not taking anything of others. And Brahmacharya having different types of meanings. So I just taken the meaning, just walk with in the thought of Brahma, just like be like we will walk. We have a consciousness and we are walking in the direction of that consciousness. That is one type of brahmacharya we can do. And finally, think non-boring, aparigraha. We are holding a lot of things. Leave it. Just like there is a word called stress management. Stress management. We will manage our money. We will manage our life. We will manage our family. We will manage everything what we need. Stress is the thing what we need it. So we want to release it. Like that, what makes this stress? The stress is something just like we have a lot of things that is more than we need. One day, one disciple asked Buddha, what is really the venom or poison? Buddha told, the things that is more in you than you need, it becomes the poison. Whatever it is, if it is, you call it as love, you call it as a money or whatever, more than you need, there will be a lot of need for us. Different people are there, different needs are there. So if there are such a need for you, you can take it. But more than you need, you are holding it. So it just blocking the flow of the nature. So it shouldn't happen. So if you are doing this personal well-being up to a limit, your mental health will be satisfied or procured. And next is the social well-being, niyama. Niyama should be there. When you are living in the society, there will be a lot of society rules. I know about myself and I'm working like this. I will never follow any of the social rules. It's not good. Because that will become a ahimsa, the first step. It will become a himsa, violence to others. Because we are living in a society. Society means a cooperation. We are living in such an atmosphere, we need everyone. So we are connected. We are connected with each other. We shouldn't be a disturbance to anyone. And we shouldn't cross the limits of freedom of any other person or any other being, not only the person, any other being. Each and every being in the nature, we need that because this nature itself is us. So the first stage is shaucha, cleanliness, shaucha, santosha, happiness, tapa. Tapa means you have to do tapa, just like sadhana. Tapa swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means that is a word we have to learn. We are learning a lot. We learn. Then we just make our own point on what we read it, what we heard it, whatever thing. Just make our own point. Swadhyaya means swa means me. Adhyaya means chapter. Just learn the chapter of mine. I am itself is a chapter. Just try to learn it. It will be so beautiful to understand. You understand or learning your own chapter. So this will be so beautiful. Swadhyaya, Tapa Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana. This is the biggest word that we have to explain a lot. Ishvara Pranidhana. So we have to believe in that, or we have to believe in that Almighty. There is an Almighty, and we have to believe in that. And India is actually, we are seeking the Almighty. That will be better word. India is the land of seekers, not the believers. India is the land of seekers. We are seeking. If you told there is something like that, you will go and try to seek that. You won't believe until you see it. The India is a place like that. That's why this is a place of spirituality. So Ishvara Pranidhana, we are just leaving a part. We will feel like there is a super consciousness among all of us. And we are inside that. Such a belief will make you more strong. Such a belief is really good to make you more strong. So that makes that clearly hold you in the society firmly, tightly. If you don't believe God, it's okay, no problem. Nothing will, this is the land who can live without believe or not believe. Everybody are equal. Everybody are equal. Everything are equal. But when you're walking through, if you like to walk through the way of yogam, the true word is yogam, because the root word is huge and it becomes yogam, the union. If you want to unite, you should think that there is something that I want to unite. If there is nothing like that, so to which you will like to unite? So yoga for godless, there is a method, yoga for godless. Yes. What you should, to which thing you want to get united? So Ishvara Pranidhana is a good word that creates an aim. That's a small aim inside it. Ishvara Pranidhana will help you for that. Taba Swadhyaya. Taba. You just see the word taba. Taba means tabas. Tabas, in that word, there is a small word, taba, heat. Heat. When you get heated, and just check the things. If you're just heating something just like solid, it will become liquid. When it become, again it is heated, it will become vapor. And it will go up. Now you just check the chakras inside you, the 6 chakras or 7 chakras inside you from the root. From the root, the Muladhara chakra, the Bhumi, the earth is connected with that. We have 5 basic elements of creation. This body is created by 5 basic elements. So there is a basic element of creation, earth. And above that, it is more flowing. Swadhisthana, it is related with water. The water, it is more flowing. And if you are going up, it is Agni in Manipuraka, navel. Manipuraka, it is Agni. So it is more formless, more formless. And when you go to the heart chakra, Anahata, it is Vayu, air. Again, it becomes more and more expanded. And finally, when you reach Vishuddhi, there is Akasha, the sky. So it is wide and extended, no limit. So just see how we are aligned in chakra, how this chakra principle is aligned inside us. The heat, the taba or sadhana creates a heat, such a heat that you will become formless. Try to have a form, but you are also formless. This form is true, and that formless is also true. So that we want to understand through this process. Okay, so the personal well-being and the social well-being really makes you much and more healthier inside, as well as the relations will be more healthier. The person will be more healthier. Okay, the relations are healthier. There will be less stress. So there will be less stress. Okay, so from this to yama, niyama, then comes the asana. Then comes the asana. When we are talking about asana, I have to just tell one word: sthira sugam asanam. So the asana should be sthira sugha, how you are comfortable with. So you are heard about there will be 84 lakhs of posters. There will be 84 lakhs of posters, and 84 lakhs of posters are represented as 84 posters. And some text told about 32 posters, and Hatha Yoga Pradipika speaks about 15 posters. So there are a lot of posters out there. So Sthira Sugamasana, all posters. There are posters just like the headstand. Shirshasana, the headstand. Headstand is there. Is it comfortable for you to do it? It doesn't mean that all the postures follow the rule of Sthira Sugha Asana. So there are something just like for the process of cleansing, because your body, when the energy is rising, the nadis, the flow, the nadis through which the energy flows should be cleansed. So the postures are used also for that. And slowly, each and every posture, some people will say, I just love this posture, so I just want to be comfortable with that. So you have to do it. Abhyasena kaunteya. You have to do abhyas. Practice, and practice. It will come. Slowly, it will become comfortable for you. So the asana is just a way of beginning. Just like if you, normally Hatha Yoga Pradipika start from asana. Because if you started doing asana, if you started sitting and analyzing yourself, the yama and niyama will automatically follow. It will come. The personal well-being and social well-being will also follow. Slowly, it will come to your life. So you can go through that. And if you just cleared the asana, now the next is, if you are doing the asana, normally we used to say, before doing pranayama, you have to do Shatkriyas and you do cleansing. And at least you have to just do some asanas and all these things, at least for 3 years to make your nadis perfect. The astral nervous system should be perfect. Then you can go with the pranayama. Pranayama is clearly close with the mind health because pranayama is really connected with your mind. Pranayama is really important. It Hadayoga Pratipika says about 8 kumpakas. It never use the word pranayama. It says about the kumpaka. Surya Beda Ujjai, Sitali Sikari Tada, Bastriga Brahmari Murcha, Plavini Trishta Kumpaka. 8 kumpakas. Ashta kumpaka. It used the word 8 kumpakas. Kumpaka means holding the breath. Chale vade, chale chittam, nischale, nischale bhave. If the vayu is the air is moving, the mind is also moving. So normally this says about 8 kumpakas. Normally 8 kumpakas, but there are more pranayamas. I have seen one of my master knows more than 200 pranayamas. I have seen it. Different stages, different levels. If you're doing one pranayama in one specific posture, the stage will be changed. The pranayama will be changed. If you're doing it in another posture, if you're doing pranayama in Shirshasana, that pranayama is entirely changed. If you're doing the same pranayama in Shirshasana, the pranayama effect will be changed. When the pranayama will be changed. So we couldn't say that there is only 8 pranayamas, and this other pranayamas you will get from, as I told you at the beginning, it comes from the relation between the guru, the master, and the disciple. It flows from the top. There is a relation. So there is not only 8 pranayamas, there are more pranayamas. It talk about kumbhaka, holding the breath. Either you can hold inside or hold outside. So there will be a question, where is I remain, inside or outside? If you say inside, just close your nostrils for 5 minutes. You'll understand where you are. So you have to go out and come again. And when I just think about how pranayama is related with mind, I just observed a dead man or a dead person, no mind. There is no mind. And then I thought, what happened to him to make him just like there is no mind? Because there is no breath. There is no breath. If there is no breath, there is no mind. So if you can control, or if you can analyze your breath, and if you can analyze your breath, or if you can control your breath, automatically your mind will be just like under your control. Mind is not your master. If mind become your master, it will be a little bit difficult in situation. The consciousness is your master. Always the consciousness is your master. So we want to understand what is the difference between the consciousness or the buddhi, the intellect. We can call the intellect and manas. Okay, we will just take an example. Like we are going to sleep and we are putting the alarm for the 4 o'clock. Usually I'm getting up in the 5 o'clock, so just put the alarm for the 4 o'clock. And up to that, you are sleeping, there is nothing happening, and you are getting when the alarm is ringing, somebody is telling, get up, get up. Alarm is ringing, your time is up. Then somebody else from the mind inside says, 5 minutes more, please, 5 minutes more. Everybody experienced this situation because the first person is your intellect. Every time it is guiding you. Every time it is guiding us, not you. Every time it is guiding us, but we can't hear it. We can't hear it. We are not taking it as in a proper value. And we are just forgetting, and the mind is really confusing. Why it is confused? It is not steady. How you can make it steady? By proper breathing. When you're sleeping, you will say, yeah, somebody will ask, if there is consciousness is there. Yeah, of course, yes. For me, of course, yes. You are sleeping properly. You got a good, very good sleep. And in the next morning, you are telling, I got very nice sleep, very good sleep. So who just measured you slept properly? Or who just measured your sleep was perfect? Who enjoyed it? So there comes the consciousness. When you're in deep sleep, there is no mind. There is no mind, but your breath is there. So just enjoy. Everybody are doing this. Everybody are forgetting, or just like everybody are away from the mind for some time every day. Or those they are getting proper sleep. They are completely away from the mind. They are just getting it. They are just getting it. But by consciously, if you are getting it, that's what we are trying through pranayama and the process of yoga, through the process of yoga. So the pranayama is an important stage. Pranayama is an important stage. From the pranayama, the next stage, pratyahara. So the mind is controlling everyone, the 5 organs. And maybe you have seen a picture of Gita. Just like Bhagavad Gita, there is a picture, Bhagwan, Lord Krishna, holding and trying to control or controlling the 5 horses. And there is a chariot. And in backside, Arjuna is sitting, asking a lot of questions. This is the pictorial representation. The 5 horses are 5 sense organs. The chariot is the body, and the person, the whole that is controlled, that is controlling the 5 horses. The Lord Krishna is the representation of pure consciousness, the pure intellect. And in backside, Arjuna is asking questions, the mind, confusing mind. So inside us, like the Krishna, the Lord Krishna, that like the pure intellect, the pure consciousness is there. We should concentrate to that. We should be aware of that. That is the main thing that what we want to need. Once you are aware, or once you are more aware, because consciously if you are doing all this thing, that makes your life more and more beautiful. That makes your health much and more better. That means your mental health. If start from inside, if your mental health is so firm, automatically your physical health will be much better. There will not be any stress. There will not be any other things like that. So from the pranayama, we leads to the stage of pratyahara, the controlling of sense organ. It's just like maybe you have seen a turtle or tortoise. It is pulling its legs, head, and tail and everything into a shell. We have to do that. Look inside. Right now, we have 5 sense organs and what makes you? That's the next question. What are you? You are the data that is collected by your 5 sense organs. All we are, just the data that we are collected through the 5 sense organs. So each and every sense organs are collecting the data and processing it as an information and making it inside you. That makes you. If your memory card is formatted, you become just like everything is gone. There are some cases, just like some patients are losing all these things, all the memory, and they don't know even their name, even their existence. Such things are there. So we will, when we talk about ahara, the food, 5 sense organ having food, eye having food, good vision or bad vision, ear having good words or bad words. Each and every sense organs having their own food, not only this food. So you just imagine if there is any type of indigestion from any of this food that is you are collecting from your sense organs, that creates a problem. That creates a problem sometimes. If you have seen a bad view, or if you are just watching a very big accident, sometimes you will never feel to have food, or sometimes you will fall down, or sometimes you will feel not sleepy, or you are not getting proper sleep because of that, because that view is not digested. Like that, you have to analyze what is the cause of indigestion and which part or which system or which element or which sense organ, through which sense organ I got this indigestion. I have to analyze. Through the proper analyzation, you can understand which sense organ had the bad food, which sense organ ate in the bad food. From there, we can clear it. So that there is a way. In the pratyahara, we can do that. Slowly, we are slowly coming inside, and we are just sitting in the center. So you will understand everything, just like all these five organs are projected outside, and I'm sitting comfortably inside, just like a tortoise. Pratyahara. And this is a final word called meditation. There is a biggest explanation, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. This collectively called as meditation. Dharana, concentrate. Concentrate. Normally, we will use to say that word. There are a lot of people, they are teaching meditation. Like it is normally we will use to say that is the dharana pathati. The concentration techniques are there, contemplation techniques are there. There are a lot of things. And we will try to control our thoughts. And we will just try to do this. So according to the first principle, every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. If you try to push it outside, it will come more forcefully inside. So how you can do the proper dharana? How you do proper dharana? Just imagine you are riding a car. You are going through the road. You can see your entire concentration will be on driving and the process of driving and on the road. You are seeing a lot of things on both sides of the road. It is natural. Everything's are there. There will be beautiful trees, beautiful flowers, beautiful people, beautiful lands, and all these things, beautiful houses. But if you are trying to look there and you are trying to drive, your car will be got accident, that you know. So your entire concentration, you are seeing all these things, you are accepting all these things. It doesn't mean you are not at all concentrating on that things. You are just watching it. It's going on. It is not affecting you, and you are driving. Like that, you have to do it. First of all, you shouldn't need to control your thoughts. Let it come, but just concentrate what you do. That is a pure way of dharana. And dhyana and samadhi, it should happen. Dhyana and samadhi. Dhyana means if the dharana is extended a little bit long, you are in dhyana. And once you forget the process of dhyana, and once you forget the process, who you are and where you are sitting and the place and everything, and you completely felt like you are filled everywhere, samadhi. That is the pure samadhi. Then you will be completely happy. And we will use the word enlightenment. Enlightenment. How beautiful word it is. Enlightenment. Lightment. There is a light is coming inside us. And just check the word called guru. Gu means the enemy. Ru means darkness. Enemy of darkness. So who is coming inside you? That is the guru, the master. The master, I don't know, the master is a pure, clear word, but I use the word master. The master. That's why there is a saying from the Lao Tzu. He used to say, when the disciple is ready, master appears. When the disciple is truly ready, master disappears. When the disciple is ready, master appears. And when the master is truly ready, the master disappears. Where he is disappearing, because this person, by doing the proper meditation, the light is coming inside and he becomes the light. Just like Buddha told to Ananda, be a candle, be a light, Ananda, be a light to Ananda. Just like you just burn yourself and give light to everyone. So the guru is like that. So the guru is a really important word. That a lot of things are there that they are just telling the guru, but the guru is something that is clearly that comes inside you. That is the real meaning of the word, the enlightenment. What a beautiful word! How beautifully it is explained, how beautifully it is told in all these things. So that is the correct way of being clearly going through deep inside. And slowly, if your mind is steady, just consider yourself a pond. If the water is clear, you can see the bottom. If the water is clear, you can see the bottom. So that is the relation between the spirituality and mental health. If your mental health is okay, you can see the bottom. You can see what is on the bottom side. If there are a lot of ripples, just like the stones will come and makes ripples, the thoughts will come and the stones will make a lot of ripples, and you can't see it, what is happening on the down or what is on the bottom. So if your mind is become steady, slowly, it will settle down, but you have to go through the process. The process will make you much more and better. You will maybe heard about there are 33 crores of gods. There are 33 crores of gods in Hindu mythology. What are the 33 crores of gods? That is inside the body, the intellect of each and every organ, each and every cell. There are intellect. There are buddhi. We are uniting it. Then you will become a pure human. So what is the aim of yoga? Being human. Being human, pure human. So there are 33 crores of gods in our body. So to whom you are worshiping? You are worshiping yourself. Each and every area, everything's are united. You are giving a form. or through that form, you will reach to the formless. First of all, we need a focus of concentration. Then slowly, we need the reason of that, the point of concentration. There you will reach. There you will reach. So that is a process of stepwise refinement process of yoga. Each and every process, we need it. And so when you are hearing all these things, you will think about what will be the outcome of all this process. We use the word siddhi. Siddhi is a trap. Siddhi is a trap. Why we are called it as siddhis? Because siddhi will block you to the ultimate journey. Because Bhagavan Patanjali itself told about siddhis are blocking you. I remember one story of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. There was one person who was the biggest siddha, and he came to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and told, I can walk. He was walking above the water to see him, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and he told, I can walk above the water. And I learned this from 33 years or 35 years, I think. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa smiled and showed him the bridge. He told, I just need 5 paise to cross. I just need a 5 paise to cross it. So what is the outcome? Siddhi. So we are not at all, siddhis will come, we can accept it. But it doesn't mean the siddhi is the ultimate goal. Siddhi is not at all the ultimate goal. Siddhis are coming, and let it come or go. It happens. The real spirituality is total acceptance. The real spirituality is total acceptance. You can accept everything. We can accept everything. For hearing, there are three ways of hearing. First of all, you can hear by choice. You can think whatever, I speak a lot of things, so you can hear just like, I don't need it. First of all, you're facing a barrier and you're thinking, I don't need it. That is hearing by choice. Second thing, hearing with emotion. Once you are talking, sometimes the emotion will guide you, and there will be heated arguments and all these things. So that is called hearing by emotion. The third thing, hear with full awareness. That's what we need. That's what a true seeker or true learner or true person need to know. Hearing with full awareness. After hearing, if you don't need, you can throw it out. If you just, first of all, we receive it. We are ready to receive. We are ready to receive. That's the aim of a true yogic process. It will make you to ready to receive stage. Ready to receive. I'm ready to receive. I'm here to receive it. Fine. So how this process are working? We heard about 5 sheets, 5 koshas. How it is working? We have 5 koshas. Annamaya kosha, the first body, our own body. Annamaya kosha. Annamaya kosha, we can make use of asanas. So those people, they are having. So there are, we will talk about three stages, like 3 gunas, 3 qualities. Tamasiga, Rajasiga, and Tamasiga. Sattviga, the 3 qualities. Tamasiga, Rajasiga, and Sattviga. We can't go from Tamasiga to directly to Sattviga. There should be a processing. So the processing should be done in Rajasiga Bhav. Just like the Rajasiga is the main way of processing it. Through that process, we will reach the spiritual process, Sattviga Bhava. After that, we have to leave that also, because the reality says just like Triguna Adidam. It is above all these 3 qualities. Egam Nityam Nimalam Ajalam, say like that, it is only one. It is ever pervading, ever existing, and it is away from all these 3 qualities. All these 3 qualities. But we have to reach the Sattviga. From there, we have to leave all these 3 things. So first we have to correct the posture. So we can say Jidasana. We will just gain the victory over the position or the posture first. Jidasana. The second stage, we will say about the other kosha called Pranamaya kosha. Here we used to do the pranayama, the Pranamaya kosha, the energy body, the pranayama, the breathing process is really useful. Manomaya kosha, mind body, were used to do the dharana. And Vijnanamaya kosha, these other 2 inner deeper layers should happen. Vijnanamaya kosha, Dhyana should happen. Meditation. The word I use, the meditation, is about dhyana. And bliss body, Anandamaya Kosha, that happens in Samadhi, only in Samadhi. So these are the 5 levels or 5 sheets. It is working, how it is working, how it is related. So when you check, you can see Annamaya Kosha, this physical body. From this physical body, when you go in, the next is Pranamaya Kosha, the energy body. From there, you goes down, it is Manomaya Kosha. So the Pranamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha is so close. Through the spiritual processing, what you are getting, the Vijnana, the Jnana. So there will be 2 words, maybe you are so familiar with, the wisdom and the knowledge. Wisdom and the knowledge. These are the 2 words we have clearly heard about. And the knowledge you can acquire from anywhere, just like from the books or from reading, talking with the people, or whatever it is happening around you. So sometimes this knowledge will make you more like aham will increase, the feel of I will increase sometimes. But what is the meaning of wisdom? I just connected wisdom as a kingdom. You know why? Because wisdom is coming truly from your experiences. Anubhuti. Through the experiences, a person is getting processed and he becomes wise. So just imagine whether I need to be wise or knowledgeable. I need to be wise. So I need to get experiences. And about the experiences, I have to tell one more story, because I'm using this story. When you're hearing a talk or hearing a disclosure, there will be a lot of philosophy, but the stories will just fill inside you. The stories will keep always inside your mind. So when you're talking about one story, one of my friends told about this story. It is very nice. I have to tell you. You may be heard about Rishi Ramana, Bhagavan Ramana from Ramanashram. He's an enlightened. We will call Bhagavan Ramana, just like he's completely enlightened. So once a disciple came to him, and this disciple told, last night I dreamed Lord Shiva. Netha night Sivane Patachi Sami. I heard I have seen Lord Shiva. Bhagavan Ramana smiled and asked, oh, it's a good experience. Fine. Before seeing Shiva, who was there? So the disciple told, I was there. After you have seen Shiva, who is there right now, I am there, Swami. I am there. And tell me one thing. Are you real, or the Shiva you have seen in the dream is real? This is the question that regards with the experience. So if you are getting spiritual experiences, like spiritual pathway, having a lot of experiences, it's just like we are just using this finger and showing the moon. We will use to say clinching on the fingers. We will use this finger to show the moon. And most of the people will just look on the finger and they will forget the moon. This finger is just like your experience, and you're forgetting to see the moon. We are forgetting to see the moon. So first of all, we want to see the moon. And all these experiences are pointing towards that real moon, that the reality inside you. So the experiences are really good. And finally, all the yoga, about yoga. And okay, so I have nearly 7 minutes more. I'm just checking the time. So all these religions contains an essence that is called spirituality. So yoga is spiritual, not religious. Not religious. All the religions contain spirituality. And the spirituality is the essence. If you have taken that essence out, the religion is nothing. But there are a lot of other processes, we are not mentioning it. But the real essence is completely here in yoga, the yoga. So that's about the spiritual processing of yoga and how the journey will look like. The journey of yoga will look like. I have to quote a small poem of Khalil Gibran, the famous poet. It said that before entering to a sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she traveled from the high peak mountains, the long winding roads crossing the forest and villages, And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast. There seems nothing more than disappearing forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. Go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering to the ocean, because only then fear will disappear. Because that's the river will know it's not about disappearing into an ocean, but becoming an ocean. So this is a transformation of a river to ocean. Yoga is a transformation of river to ocean. All of we are some rivers, and we will transform to the oceans, completely to the oceans. So this is the path of travel of yoga. So what is blocking you is called fear. Fear creates duality. Duality. In Advaita, he used to say, fear creates Dvaita. If you have fear, there are two things, that and you. If you don't have fear, there is no that and you. It's a part of you. So it's just like that. All the rivers will transform to ocean one day. And I'm really thankful to Radhakrishnan sir for inviting me for a discussion, a beautiful discussion like this. And I'm really bowing my head in front of all of you, because you've chosen the path of yoga and naturopathy. Living with nature is the greatest thing I can't say with words. And I'm so thankful to my guru, Mahavatar Babaji, and my Lord, Jagadamba, Divine Mother, for giving me a chance to speak, because each and every word is a mantra. Each and every word is a mantra that makes some kind of change in each and every person. So when you're talking, just like all the discussion, all the talking will be just like chanting. If it is good or bad, you just feel like, you just concentrate on the sound. The sound is a form of energy, because according to Einstein, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can transform from one form to another, because if you are talking, there is an energy transformation from you to the words. So each and every word is a mantra. So I bow down to the masters and lineage of masters, and to the Divine Mother. And so thankful to everyone who heard me. I bow my head in front of every one of you. And if you heard something really good, that is a grace of the lineage of masters and masters. If I spelled or told anything wrong, that is mine. I just accept it. And I really accept it. And I'm really thankful to all of you for hearing this small discussion. And thank you so much for everyone. If you like to ask anything, with my limited knowledge, I will try to explain it. By the grace of masters, let it happen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Vineesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Our body exists in the past. Our mind exists in the future. In yoga,
Yes.
they come together in the present.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Now I
Thank
call upon Dr. Deepak, sir, to give vote of thanks for the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, one and all. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. And I, on behalf of Government Nature Cure and Yoga Medical College, Mysore, I would like to thank our distinguished international webinar speaker, Mr. Vineesh, for making excellent talk on view of Ashtanga Yoga in spirituality and mental health. And you made us to know about the different parts of yoga, and it was interesting, meaningful, and we are all enlightened. Thank you so much for the webinar series of your talk, sir. Thank you so much. And
Thank you,
also,
sir.
I would like to thank you, our beloved principal, Dr. Radhakrishna Ramarao, for the constant support. And also, I would like to thank the audience for the active participation. I extend my gratitude to the organizing committee to organize this program. Also, I like to thank my colleagues and my dear students for the active participation. Thank you, one and all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yoga Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.
Bhavantu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Radhakrishnan sir, once again for calling me and giving me such a chance. I only know Radhakrishnan sir and some of my friends are there. Thank you for allowing me to talk in
Thank
such a
you.
big
Thank you very
platform.
much, Vineesh. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Now we'll continue with the session. Today's last speaker, I would like to call upon Dr. Suman Girish to give the introduction about the third speaker. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Lakshmi. Once again, good afternoon, one and all. Once again, I welcome you all for the third session of today's international webinar. And our today's guest speaker is Mrs. Jessica, also known as Ananda Jivan Kaur. She is from Italy and she is a Kundalini yoga teacher. And the topic is Kundalini yoga. I heartily welcome you for today's session, madam. Before starting the session, let me introduce today's presenter. So Ananda Jivan Kaur, who is also named as a Jessica, she is a Kundalini yoga teacher and she is also a passionate jeweler, sound artist and lover of nature. She found Kundalini yoga in the year of 2018 when she was struggling with her own health elements, which yoga helped her to overcome of her obstacles physically and as well as mentally. Inspired by this, she later did her teacher training in the Ireland for 12 months. So after that, she started helping others by teaching Kundalini yoga by encomposing with mantra, pranayama, kriya, meditation, and relaxation. Once again, I welcome you for today's session, madam, behalf of our institution, organizing committee, and all of our students. I welcome you, madam. Over to you.
Hello, Satnam. So, as I was introduced, my name is Jessica, and I also go by Ananda Jivan Kaur, which was the name given to me in my Kundalini Yoga training. I'm from Ireland originally, so I'm Irish, and I'm currently living in Italy. So what's brought me to Italy is that I'm becoming a goldsmith to create jewelry. I've always been into creating jewelry, so I'm just training further in that and continuing with my own practice of Kundalini and sharing it here in Italy, as I did in Ireland before I moved here. So firstly, I just want to say thank you so much to for the organization and for the opportunity to be here and to talk about yoga and my journey and to be given this space to talk, because I know from my own experience it's been always very powerful for me to hear other people's experiences of life and their journey and what's brought them to things like yoga, because it's nice to relate to someone and to feel understood through someone else's story. So my intention with what I'm going to share today is I'm going to share about Kundalini, and I'm also going to share about my personal journey in life and what actually led me to seek yoga, to seek this union that we get from yoga. And to begin, I want us to have an experience. So I was going to suggest that we do a breath together, just to come together, to really come into our bodies, to come into our presence, and just to begin this beautiful hour that we have together. So in Kundalini, we begin always coming to the heart with our hands. So we're going to rub our hands together. And this is all just an invitation. If you don't want to join, you can just watch. There's no pressure. So rubbing your hands together and just create some heat between your palms. And then we're going to bring the palms to the heart. And we're going to just bring the palms slightly apart, and we're going to tune into this energy between the palms that we've just created. We're just going to slow down and just feel that energy. Dropping into the space beyond the mind, beyond the body, beyond the emotions. And this is the space where we heal, where we receive, where we create. And just taking a few breaths, a few moments here. And bring your hands back together at the heart. And when we bring the hands to the heart, we're really coming into balance. It's bringing together our left and our right sides, our masculine and our feminine. We're coming into union. It's a very peaceful posture. And I just invite you right now to just tune in with yourself and just noticing how you're feeling. Just without any judgment, just noticing in this moment, how do you feel? And just observing it with kindness and with love. And I'm going to introduce a breath that we can do together. So firstly, we're going to bring our hands down to our knees or wherever. If you're lying down, just relax. And we're going to just tune into our breath. So we're going to inhale deeply into the lower belly, using our breath in a conscious way. So we're becoming conscious of the breath, and we're starting to bring it down into the lower belly, filling up the belly. And then exhaling out through the belly, through the nostrils. Doing that just 2 more times. And this time we're going to inhale all the way into the lower belly, and then we're going to fill up the rib cage, fill up the tummy, fill up the next part, going all the way in with the breath. And then we exhale out from the rib cage first, and then exhale from the stomach. So we're beginning to breathe fully. Then we're going to inhale once more into the stomach, filling up the belly, and then bringing the breath into the rib cage. Exhale the breath out of the rib cage and then out of the stomach. And if you want, you can actually bring your hands to your stomach, to your body, to feel this movement. And the third part of the breath, we're going to inhale deeply into the lower belly, fill up the rib cage, and third, we're going to fill up the heart space, our chest. So we're going to open through the heart. And then as we exhale, we're firstly releasing from the heart, releasing from the ribs, and finally releasing from the stomach. So continue that in your own pace for a few more times. We're filling up the stomach, the ribs, and the heart. And then we exhale from the heart, the ribs, and the stomach. And this is just to tune into our breath and to begin breathing deeper, to become more conscious of our breath. And our breath is our life force. It's what gives us life. And when we become conscious of our breath, we become present, we become more aware, we are more tuned into our body, how we are feeling, what's going on around us. We become present. So the breath is helping us to find this presence. And when we are present, we are feeling peaceful. Most of the time, what's happening around us is peaceful. Most of the time, everything is okay. And when we become present and come down from the mind and into the body, it really helps us to find that peace. So Next, I'm going to invite you to take your right hand. Now that we have begun breathing consciously, we're going to take our right hand and we're going to make a U shape. So the thumb and the baby finger, so it's like this sign. And we're going to bring the baby finger to the left nostril. So we're going to be doing alternate nostril breathing. So this breath really helps us to balance our left and right hemispheres of the brain and really strengthens our nervous system. It calms our nervous system, our glandular system, and you'll really feel the effects of it. So we're just going to do that together. So we're going to bring our baby finger to the left nostril, cover the left nostril, and we're going to inhale through the right nostril, slowly. And then we hold the breath and cover the right nostril with the thumb. And exhale through the other nostril, the left nostril. And at the end of the exhale, hold and inhale again through the left nostril. Hold, cover the left nostril with the baby finger and exhale out through the other nostril. So you continue like this. And don't think about it too much, just try to be present with the breath. That's what's most important. I'm just continuing for a minute together. We'll do it and we'll just experience this pranayama together. So we're going to, wherever you're at, inhale deeply and holding the breath inside the body and just feeling that the preciousness of this breath, this life force inside of you. And exhaling and just staying within for a moment and just keeping the eyes closed and just staying with yourself. Notice how you feel. So the reason I wanted to share practice together is so that we can really come together and experience something, a breath, the power of that together, because in my own experience, it is the experience of the yoga that really is what, brought me to it in the first place. So I'm going to share a little bit about my journey, and in that I will share about Kundalini and different things that, I find interesting that I would love others to know about. And I suppose to share from a place of, if I was to listen to someone a few years ago talking to me, something that I would like to hear and something that I would find supportive. So I feel my journey towards yoga really started from a place of needing to find love for myself. So I, at the age of 11, experienced an autoimmune disease where I developed a skin disease called vitiligo. It's also pronounced vitiligo. And that's where you lose pigment in your skin and your skin starts to go white. And as a child, I was very tanned. I had kind of golden colored skin, and my eyes and my face and my fingers started to grow this white skin. And as a result, as an 11-year-old, you kind of don't know what's going on. You can only really respond to how people are reacting to you. And I received a lot of judgment from the people around me, a lot of fear, a lot of questions, a lot of staring. And I was very young. I didn't understand what was happening. And I began to go to many doctors and, try to find like something to fix this problem that was suddenly had come. So that kind of began, I think, this journey for me. When I look back all the way since I was 11, I really started to go through a process where I began to reject myself and hide myself and be ashamed of who I am. And I became very identified with my form, with my skin, and I developed this kind of idea that my skin is who I am, and that's who I am, and I didn't know anything else. And I love what VISHNU said, which I wrote down. He said, the form is true, and the formless is also true, and I had not known that. So I was became very caught up with this skin disease and identified with it and stressed about it, and began a journey where I spent about 10 years learning how to cover myself and hide myself and not be seen. And it was a secret because I was ashamed. And this really, as I move on to when I became a teenager, when I became older, this really developed very deeply in my mind. And I began to, feel a lot of these emotions of like anger, sadness, shame, self-hatred, and difficult things to feel as a young child. And as I became a teenager, I suppose I started to self-medicate with alcohol, with parties, with, distraction, because I was not given tools to deal with these emotions. I didn't know how to respond. I didn't know what they were and how to feel and all of these things. So I think what's something that I would love to talk about is how I even came to find something to help me. So it began when I left my hometown in Dublin, in Ireland. I moved to France and I was living there and I was away from everyone that I knew. And that is kind of when all of these emotions started to come up that I had kind of been running from, in my teenage years. And that is when, I was experiencing a lifestyle change. Everything was changing in my reality. And all of these emotions that I had not dealt with were just here, and I didn't know how to deal with them, to feel them, to respond. So I became someone who was experiencing a lot of anger, a lot of internalized rage, anger, pain, sadness, confusion, and they started to come up and they started to affect my relationships. And I didn't know how to respond to them. I didn't know how to take care of them. So I traveled to Morocco the following year, and that is when I became, I first experienced kind of a spirituality, I suppose, when I was in Morocco and observing the Islamic traditions and their prayer and, the holy month of Ramadan, which I had the privilege to be there for and experience. I really started to see that, people had a connection to something, and I really longed for that. And I saw something in that I knew, could help me, that I really felt like that might bring me peace, that might help me with all that I'm feeling, So when I came back to Ireland, I started to explore Christianity, read the Bible, learn about Jesus. And that was really beautiful to start to open myself to learn and to explore and to feel what's true for me and what could help me. And that's when I came across Kundalini. So I found Kundalini yoga, started to go to some classes, and it was my first time in my life that I ever experienced a feeling of peace away from this mind chatter, away from this identification with my skin is sick, I'm sick, I need to hide, I don't look beautiful, these beliefs that were going on. Kundalini gave me this experience where I was suddenly able to witness a lot of that. And it was a beautiful experience. And I remember feeling very emotional, starting to experience this, because I never knew that, I was able to, create some distance from this and to observe this instead of becoming it, and instead of, being totally identified with everything going on in my mind, going on in my body. And I would say Kundalini is the yoga that really allowed me to start feeling safe, start feeling held. When I would be on my mat, I would feel I had this container to really feel my emotions and to know that it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry. It's very human to have these emotions. It's very human to, experience fear, anxiety. And once we can accept them in that way and let ourselves know that it's okay to feel this way, it releases a lot of resistance, and we begin to accept. And then we can feel, and we can create these safe containers like in yoga, where we can really experience what's moving in us. And Kundalini is this beautiful yoga because, unlike more modern paths of yoga, it really focuses on what's happening on the inside rather than advanced postures and poses. We're really focusing on how are we feeling, what's moving in us, and connecting to the energy body, connecting to our center, our real sense of being inside, being at home, feeling at peace in our hearts. And I just began to experience for the first time this feeling of starting to accept and feel love for parts of myself that I had rejected and hated. So for lack of a better word, just kind of disliked about myself, I began to feel compassion. And I really wanted to talk about compassion today because I feel that, there's, where I grew up anyway, there's this kind of, as we grow up, we start to experiment with maybe alcohol and things like this. And what really that comes from, in my opinion, and from what I've experienced, is this lack of emotional intelligence that we've been taught of how to process our emotions, how to feel what we feel. And because we don't know, because we don't have those tools, we tend to go towards things that help us to feel better. And it's, it makes sense. So that's why I think compassion is really important on the journey. When we meet someone who is struggling, who maybe is going through addiction, rather than judging people, rather than judging ourselves, to actually find that compassion and that understanding of, we didn't have the tools, and now it's a time to learn tools that we can use to help us to, feel that peace that we're really looking for, to feel that happiness. And that's why I think compassion is really important. And, it's very much time on Earth, on the planet, to begin to learn more emotional intelligence. So through Kundalini yoga, we learn this kind of emotional intelligence through our own practice. We learn how to tune into how we're feeling. And it's been a really beautiful journey for me, and really, it's really helped me. So I'm so grateful. So something else that I wanted to discuss was, so something that I would love to share is about this part of loving these parts of ourselves. So when we have like a struggle, an aspect of ourselves that is struggling, we tend to create this kind of division, to create this kind of distance, and, kind of have fragments of ourself around. And that's kind of when, in my experience, anxiety and depression really are created. So I've experienced a lot of anxiety, a lot of many years of depression. So if you're someone who's also gone through that or is going through that, just know that there's a way to move through it, and there is hope. And a lot of it is to just find that union, that is yoga. That is to come back to our mind, our body, and our soul, and to find that union between them. In my experience, anxiety is this sensation that comes when we're far away from ourselves, when we have this feeling like, we're feeling something, we might be feeling something that day, and we're not tuned into it, and we're not really aware of it. And we're kind of out here and we're keeping busy, and there's this part of us that's really feeling something. And to learn to come back to this part of us with love, and just to listen and to say, hey, I hear you, and to learn how to mother ourselves, to learn how to mother that child within us, the vulnerable part of us, and to hold that and to nurture it and see what it needs. And yeah, through that, yoga really comes in for me. Is Kundalini, this practice has really helped me to meet those needs, when I'm feeling something like anxiety, like sadness, to know that I have these tools, that I can go to my mat, that I can tune in, that I can use mantra, that I can use breath and kriya and relaxation and meditation to find this inner peace, to find this center, and to connect to my heart, to feel what's in my heart, and to be with those feelings for a moment, so that the gap between me and my feelings kind of dissolves, and I'm with them, and I'm feeling them, and I'm not becoming them. I'm just allowing myself to experience them, allowing them to be there, to pass through, and it kind of dissolves this anxiety and this tension and this resistance, because we're with, we have this union. So yeah, I'll just check how much time we have. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about Kundalini yoga. So this practice, it's very all-encompassing. So we have breath, mudra, mantra, kriya, meditation, relaxation, focus, bandhas, which is like energy locks in the body. So it's a very powerful form of yoga, and it's very capable of transforming your life, whether that's a quick 90-second practice, breath, chanting, or you do a 90-minute practice. You will experience a change. And what a gift it is to have these like teachings passed on to us that we can use and that we can experience. And if you're someone who's curious about yoga, I would really just invite you and recommend for you to feel into what yogas are calling you, and to allow yourself to go and experience them, and to see what feels true for you, because everyone has their own way. There's not one way, but there's many ways, and we all find our own way, and it all brings us to the same place. We're all going, as Ram Dass says, we're all walking each other home. So there's not one way. So if you feel the call to explore yoga, and after listening to all of these beautiful speakers, to find your own way, and to find what works for you and what resonates with you. And that's really what I experienced with Kundalini. So what happens here is we're consciously combining the breath, the mudras, the mantras. We're consciously coming into the body and using these different practices. And this is really strengthening our nervous system. It's, which is what we really need in this world when we're feeling stressed, when we're feeling anxious, when we have all these feelings, we don't know what's going on. And as VISHNU said, it's when there's too much, we have more than we need, we start to experience stress. And these things help us to come back. So it's all just tools, it's all just help. It's these beautiful things that help us to really come back to our center, to know what do I need, and to strengthen nervous system, to oxygenate our blood, and to feel balanced, so that we feel full, that we're filling up our cup, that we have this feeling of wholeness and acceptance. And what's happening is, through the experience of Kundalini yoga, we are really working with the Kundalini energy. So the Kundalini energy is at the base of the spine, and it comes from the word kundal, which means the lock of the hair of the beloved. So we have this almost lock of the hair of the beloved, and we are unraveling the curl of the hair. So it's almost, said to be, my teacher, Jai Kirtar, she passed this on to me, and it's like this part of us is the god, the goddess, the source, the master, whatever resonates for you. We are really like tuning into that part of us, that connection that we naturally have to all of life, and to our source of life, to our God, to whatever word resonates for you, to our creator. So the Kundalini is really helping us to connect to that, and it's really our life energy, our creative energy. And there's this kind of perception definitely that I had, that these things bring us kind of into these higher experiences where we're kind of out of this world. And really, my experience of Kundalini is that it really actually helps us to come more into our reality, and to be more present, and to feel more integrated into our life, and into our body, and into our emotional experience, that we feel more integrated. And this word integration, what I mean, is to have a sense of wholeness. So a lot of the time we have many aspects of ourself kind of going on at the same time, like VISHNU was talking about, these masks that make up our personality. So, we might have certain parts of our personality, or certain masks or aspects of ourselves that we don't really understand, or we have denied or rejected, and, or that we might battle with. And I think what's felt so important and so healing for me on this journey is to find like a relation with these parts, and to start to feel them, and to connect with them, and get to know them, finding out what they need. Are they, if they're a part of us that's really scared, or for example, with me, a part of me that feels like something is wrong with me, and I get to tune into her and listen to her and give her, what she needs. And through that process, we're reclaiming all these parts of us that have been, rejected and kind of fragmented. And as we reclaim all these parts of us, we start to feel this feeling of wholeness, because they're no longer running the show, because we're with them, And that's a phrase I really love, is all of me is welcome here. All of me is welcome here. So when you have nerves, for example, before this call, I felt a bit nervous, to come on and to speak, and to know that I can use that in any moment like that. All of me is welcome here. Even the nervous part of me, she's welcome, she's with me and I'm with her. And she's not this part of me that runs the show. She's not who I am. She's just this part of me that, is a bit nervous, and I get to listen to her, and I don't need to reject her or deny her, but I get to just acknowledge her. And, as they move through us, the emotions, emotion, energy in motion, as we experience life and all of the responses that we have, we get to just experience and become more aware. And that's what Kundalini is. So we're combining the glandular system and the nervous system. We connect them through the process of Kundalini yoga, through using all of these elements. And when they're combining and connecting, they send signals to the brain to kind of become more aware. And we kind of have a higher awareness. And you'll experience it, if you go to a Kundalini class, if you go to any yoga, I'm sure you can have this experience where you start to become more aware of the things that are going on around you. With love, you start to notice things a bit more. You start to notice the thoughts in your mind, the emotions in your body, and And when we start to notice, there's a speaker going on. Ichita, maybe we can mute this participant. Is it possible? Done. That's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, so really what I've experienced from this whole journey with yoga and what it really brings for me still to this day is this feeling of higher awareness, of feeling more, altitude, where I can look at what's going on, where I can observe life, where I can appreciate life from this beautiful place of awareness, of love, of, loving awareness, where, I'm no longer becoming these things and identifying, but I'm remembering to always come back to this feeling of observing. And when we observe, we really are in our truest essence. We are really like in our light, and we're really connected to, ourself, because we're not getting, absorbed into other things, but we're really in our essence, in our hearts. And for me, this has been one of the most, powerful medicines for me with my skin, is to start to observe myself, observe my skin, observe, these fears, these real fears that are inside of me, in my mind, that, people judge me, people don't like the way that my skin looks, or something's going to happen, my skin's going to, have a crazy, disease again, and all of these fears that are really real for me. I get to, rather than thinking that this is me and I'm just having these thoughts all the time and it's who I am, to just actually develop a relationship with those fears, with my skin, with the parts of my skin that I have rejected, and to be able to start giving them love, to offer them love, to be kind, to be soft, to soften in with them, has actually been one of the most, healing medicines for me, is to learn to be loving to myself. And I think, yeah, if there's anything I would love to just share with you is just to invite more love to yourself, to the parts of you that you may be hard on, to start to become loving, to observe these parts of yourself like a loving mother, that you become a really beautiful mother for yourself. And you start to hold these parts of yourself like a child and listen and develop this kind of emotional intelligence. It can be really, really healing and really great to find that peace, to find that balance, and to find that wholeness that everyone, I think, we are seeking through yoga. So yeah, I would say that I have quite a unique experience with Kundalini, and it's a very personal journey for me, and I'm still using it every day, and often tools that I need. And I think it's a journey that we take, and we are always a student, and we are always, I'm always so grateful to just have these different tools to help me and to pass them on. And so if anyone is also thinking about, becoming a teacher, for example, I went into a teacher training thinking I'm never going to be a teacher. Like I didn't want to be a teacher. I was very lost, and I was seeking peace, and someone suggested to me, you should go and do a training. And I thought, I'm not going to teach, I have all these problems, and I can't teach, But the journey of a teacher training is very healing, and for me, I just treated it as such, as a journey for myself, because we go on the teacher training, I think, for ourselves, to learn about ourselves, to learn about our connection to our creator, to all of life. and through that process, then we are able to pass that on. Then we are able to, teach and share these teachings that have been brought to us. So I never really expected to be a teacher. I never planned to teach yoga. It just was a part of the journey. So as I moved through my 12 months of training, learning all of these tools, the meditations, the mantras for me are so powerful, beautiful, beautiful sound, sacred sound, mantra, singing, chanting. As I moved through this journey of becoming a teacher, of training to be a teacher, I experienced a big transformation, as well as everyone that I had shared that journey with. We all went through a big transformation because we started to, connect to ourselves and connect to, the parts of us that we had not even known were there. And through that, I've actually ended up learning that, my skin is almost the least interesting part of me. I have so much, and we all have so much beauty inside of us, so much love, so much wonderful things about ourselves that, we can find when we come back and we come in and we breathe and we just experience ourselves. And yeah, through that, I've really learned that, I have so much beauty inside. And I think that's what's most important, is when we can really find that harmony and that health within us, it will come out, and I trust that my skin is doing what it needs to do. And my skin is a teacher for me in this way, because without this happening, without experiencing vitiligo, I would have never gone to seek this peace that I really was looking for. I will have never learned how to be more loving to myself. And through loving myself and being loving to myself is when I can be loving to others. When we are at war with ourselves is when we really create war around us. When we feel fear, when we feel separation in ourselves, we feel separation with others, and that's really what creates judgment, what creates conflict and separation. And I think it can be a really powerful time on earth right now to start to find that inner love, so that we can share it, so that we can share that love around us, and we can create more love. And that light and that love that we create in ourselves, it ripples, and we experience it all around us, and we share it, and we plant seeds. And that's really my dog is barking. That's how we change the world, and how we create the kind of world that we want to see, is through ourself, is through finding that peace in our own heart, in our own self. So yeah, I think I've shared most of what I wanted to say about my journey with yoga and Kundalini. I think if anybody has any questions, we have like 15 minutes left. Maybe we can answer some questions. I don't know if you have heard of this yoga before. I'm still learning all the time. I'm still a student all the time. As much as I like to teach, I'm still learning. So it's great to talk about it with others. And I was also asked to share actually about some opportunities that I have, have had from becoming a teacher and from the world of yoga. Is, since I became a teacher, it's really helped me to become, more confident to share these teachings with others. It's a real beautiful experience to be able to pass on something to others that helps you. So I think the process of becoming a teacher, of learning what you need for yourself, and then being able to offer that to the world, being able to gift that to a community, being able to create a class, a workshop, is really an amazing thing to do with your life, because you're impacting so many people. and you're sharing from your own experience. So yeah, it's been a really amazing experience for me so far. I've had a lot of great opportunities, including today, just being able to speak and share about my own journey of healing and my journey with my skin. It's something I would have never even told anyone about for years. It was a secret, you know, and now here I am, I'm able to talk to hundreds of people about this skin condition that I was so ashamed of, that now I'm so grateful for, and I let it be seen. I celebrate it because it's a part of me. It's a beautiful part of me that has been a big teacher for me. It's helped me to grow, and it makes me who I am. And I would love my intention really with sharing the teachings and speaking about, you know, my journey with my skin and with anxiety and depression is to really help others. It's something I would really love to do with my life and continue to do with my life, is to help other people to feel, you know, to find that love in themselves, to find the beauty inside of them, and to remember that, you know, to remember who they are, and that we are all here together. We're all here to support each other. We're all here to, you know, to grow together. And there's no separation. The separation's just in our mind. And when we come into our hearts and we use this yoga to come into our hearts and to feel, and yeah, connect with others, that's what's really so important. That's what's the beauty of life is. And my whole life has changed, you know. I have better relationships. I have a better relationship with my family. I have better relationships with my friends. I've been able to learn how to really forgive and apologize and, you know, make peace with many things in my life that I had not been able to. So yeah. Wow, I feel so grateful to be able to share about this, and I really hope that through sharing that somebody, you know, feels inspired to find their way, to find whatever it is that's going to help you to find that peace in your heart, so that you can feel that, find that, and share that with the people around you. And yeah, so if I can leave you with something before we finish. This tool of acceptance that I find really, really helpful, that, you know, I just think it's a great thing to take with you, and it helps me all the time. So it's very simple, you know. It's a teaching from a beautiful teacher called Matt Kahn, who I, you know, really love, and he has been teaching about the way to acceptance. And as Vinu was talking about, you know, it's all about acceptance, spirituality, and this journey that we're all taking together. It's about learning to accept life and to stop, you know, getting so afraid and closing off, but to start opening up again, opening our hearts and experience life, and to accept what's here and to learn from it, because it's all a journey that we're on to learn. And this teacher, Matt Kahn, he's really talks about acceptance and how, you know, it's not so easy to accept everything in our life. We can talk about it and we can say, you know, you should accept this thing, you should accept that. And it's easier said than done, you know. And I think something that I have found so helpful is to learn these two words, which is, it's okay. It's okay. And to have these words with you, because when you're feeling something, instead of saying, I accept this, or when something's happening around you that's very difficult, and you say, I accept this, sometimes there can be a bit of resistance there, you know, because you're trying to accept something, maybe that it's really hard to accept, you know. And these words, it's okay, it can really help us it really helps me to accept. It's okay that this is happening. It's okay that I can't accept that this is happening. It's okay that I'm annoyed. It's okay that I'm angry. It's okay that I'm sad. It's okay that I'm really, really happy, you know. To start to use these two words has been so powerful for me to start to use these two words. It's okay. It's okay that I'm having this experience. It's okay that right now I'm having a bad day. And it's okay that I'm nervous. And in those words, we just find this beautiful acceptance. And I think through acceptance is when I really feel most, you know, in union. And in yoga is when I'm in acceptance of all of it, you know. It's okay that I'm scared. It's okay that that voice is still inside my head, and you know, it's okay. It's all okay to just stop making ourselves wrong, stop battling, stop fighting with life, with ourselves, and to start to say it's okay. You know, it's okay that I can't see this friend anymore. It's okay that this happened and it's terrible and I'm really sad. To just really find acceptance is really, for me, where so much peace is found, so much presence. And yeah, and through yoga, it's really created. We really find this place where we can accept, where we can watch, where we can observe, where we can love. And Kundalini is really that, for me, this form of yoga that really helps me in a very, you know, powerful way. In one class, I can find so much peace, so much presence, so much acceptance. And it's a continuous practice, you know, it's like a lifelong journey, you know. We go up and we go down. And as someone told me recently, like, you know, we might go up and down, but really we're always going higher every time we go up, because we're taking the lessons with us and we're taking the growth. So yeah, let us not be afraid of the journey, but to know we're here to learn, we're here to mess up, we're here to, you know, struggle and to learn how to be in this experience of life. And yeah, I just hope that you might have taken something from this. And if you have any questions about Kundalini, I'd be really happy to answer them. And yeah, thanks for letting me share. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to share and to share what has helped me. A lot of it has been passed on to me, and it's a pleasure to pass on again. And yeah, I think I'm complete. Thank you so much.
Anybody having any questions? Okay, we can conclude this session. I, Dr. Deepak, on behalf of Government Nature Cure and Yoga Medical College, Mysore, I would like to thank our today's international webinar speaker, Mrs. Jessica Ananda Kaur, for sharing us with your knowledge. And this webinar was full of practical knowledge and interesting things. And it gave a deep insight into a topic of Kundalini Yoga. And also you explain how you heal your skin problem to the Kundalini Yoga, and also reveal some interesting facts about two words, that is acceptance and it's okay. So we are very honored to you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Also, I would like to thank our beloved principal, Radhakrishna Ramarao, for providing
May I
an
have
encouragement
one
and support.
question, please?
Yes.
Can I have a question, please?
Of course.
Hello.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Hello, Jessica. Okay, Jessica.
Hello.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jessica. Hare Krishna. Beautiful talk. I'm very, very happy that you could share your so personal an experience with us. I'm grateful to you for having reminded us that self-love, that is in our style, that is in Krishna Bhakti, we call it Prema Marga. The ultimate path to everything is love. Thank you for reinforcing. I just have one tiny little question. You see, the world over, including India, people are a little worried about the word Kundalini. You know, they associate it with Tantra, which is a completely different school of thought and a very beautiful school of thought, where the male and the female, the Krishna and the Radha, the Shiva and the Parvati, the yin and the yang are in absolute perfect balance. But a lot of people have a misconception that Kundalini Yoga is related to something occult, something black, something dangerous, something fearful. Can you kindly help us understand that from your perspective?
Okay, so I think I can only speak from my experience, and I've heard things like this before, and it was after I discovered this yoga. So I'm always just trusting my own experience with everything, and I think the teachings are very, very healing for me. I've had my own experience with them. And I think, as I said before, that there's this misconception that Kundalini is all about kind of coming out of the body and having this big awakening experience where you're kind of beyond this world. And it's not. It's helping us to really come back into our bodies. And in my experience, it's all about integrating into life and to be more present in life. And I don't see anything, I have never felt anything fearful about it. I have seen so many people in my life be totally transformed by this practice. And I do think that, in everything, there's always going to be a shadow side, there's always going to be the light and the dark. And I have just experienced so much healing and so much wonderful things from this practice. So I think it's all about that. What feels good for you, finding what feels good for you. If it doesn't resonate with you, you don't need to do it. It's all about everyone finding their own way and respecting each other's ways and knowing that everyone can have their own way, and there's no right way. There's no this is the way. There's many ways, and we learn how to find our own way and accept and appreciate and respect everybody's way, whether that's religion, whether that's some form of spirituality or yoga, to just respect each other's ways of finding peace, because ultimately that's the only thing we're really all looking for, is this peace. And it's just here, it's just inside, it's very simple. We don't have to complicate it or worry too much in the mind, but to just remember that it's here, and whatever can help us to come back to ourself and to our heart and to the peace inside, the peaceful place inside, I like to call it, is like, that's beautiful. Find that for you and respect it in others. Respect each way.
Wonderful.
I hope that answers your question. That's my own.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
I have.
Perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. I just wanted to introduce this element because there's a lot of misconception that Kundalini yoga is to deal with magical things, and you start performing so many things, and your third eye will open up, and you will start seeing things. All those fascinating things, which are fascinating in their own way, but actually, it's not the core. The core is love. Core is balance. The core is beauty, right? Thank you so much, Krishna. Bless you.
I would love to respond to that by a really close friend a good friend of mine. His name is Lucho, and he passed away this year. And he taught me a really good lesson for this. Is I was doing some work with him in a kitchen, and I was cleaning up, like cleaning the floor, sweeping up, and I was giving out. I was like, oh, I don't want to clean. I want to go out to the garden. I want to be with my friends. And he said to me, we can do all of these practices. We can, do all of these things. But ultimately, what is most important is to be human and to be here and to be in life and to just be human and to come back to that always. And I think that's been such a beautiful thing to take with me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. You see, in Krishna Bhakti, everybody wants to go to Vaikuntha. They want to go to Goloka, which they think is in the 9th planet or some 1500th planet or something. Krishna clearly said, Goloka is here. Vaikuntha is here. I sit in your heart, right? Thank you
Look
so much.
around you, the trees and the flowers, and it's beautiful. There's so much here,
Yes,
there's so much,
He's
We are-
everywhere, and if you can't see him, you can't see him in Vaikuntha either. All right, right.
Yes.
So God bless you. I wish you all the success in life. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Waheguru.
Bye, Guru da Khalsa.
Thank you so much for Pradeep Gour for asking such a wonderful questions and clarification got by Jessica. Thank you once again. And also I would like to thank our beloved principal, Dr. Radhakrishna Ramarao, for providing encouragement and support. Also, I would like to thank the audience for the active participation. And I extend my gratitude to the organizing committee, to the organizing this program. And also, I would like to thank my colleagues and my dear students for the active participation. Thank you one and all. And tomorrow, the second session will start exactly at 9 a.m. I request everyone participate actively in this session by 9 a.m. Thank you.
Positively, positively. Krishna. Hare Krishna.